Abner becomes a pirate. On a breezy summer day, Abner decided that he would test his sea legs. For most of his life, Abner spent his time underground, and Abner had a longing for the open water. Abner headed to the most famous port town of wine cheese and reserved a seat on a charter fishing boat to enjoy a peaceful day of fishing. Abner arrived at the harbor and walked about looking for his vessel. Abner peered through the piers, but was unable to identify which boat he was to board. Walking around with his eyes on the boats, Abner wandered into a shady alley in the low-rent district of town. At the end of the alley, an old wooden boat was docked. "Maybe that is mine," Abner said to himself. "It is very colonial-looking." Abner approached the boat, adjusted his glasses, and read the name on the boat, Pirate. "Well, this must be mine, because if I recall correctly, they did charge me 3.14 doubloons, including taxes. That would be a pirate. That is pretty clever." Abner chuckled to himself and boarded the boat. Abner was surprised to see no one around the ship. Thinking he was early, Abner decided to give himself a tour and walked all about the boat. Seeing nothing of interest on the upper deck, Abner decided to see what was below. Abner entered the lower reaches of the ship and rummaged around and uncovered crates overflowing with gold medallions and jewels. "They must be doing really well for themselves in the fish market," Abner mentioned to himself. Abner continued his tour when his knees went wobbly. Abner stumbled to the floor and realized that the ship had set sail. Abner decided to head back up and introduce himself to the crew. Abner climbed the stairs and opened the door, and there stood a mishmash of ruffians and thugs, all dressed in torn clothes, most wearing skull emblems on their large black hats, all carrying swords, and all but one with long, straggly beards. "Avast!" one of the shabbily dressed miscreants screamed at Abner. Abner stared, confused at the disarray. "Avast what? Avast sea? Then yes. By the way, don't you have a dress code? I should say something to your captain about this." The beardless one stepped forward and leaned down to address Abner. "I be the captain, and you be a stowaway. We pirates do not take too kindly to stowaways, bilge rat." "I am not a stowaway. Isn't this a fishing charter? And I am not a rat. I'm a gopher," Abner shot back. "The bilge rat says I am wrong. Well, No-Beard the pirate is never wrong," No-Beard declared. "Somebody tie up this bilge rat and throw him in stowaway storage." Before Abner had the chance to argue his point, he was tackled, shackled, and dragged back to the lower depths of the ship. After being thrown in the holding cell, Abner addressed the pirate doing the throwing. "Why are you locking me up?" Abner asked. "Ye be in the Department of Stowaways," the shaggy pirate answered. "To your left, you will notice where we store all of our non-recyclables, the Department of Throwaways, and to your right, you will notice where we keep our records from all the boats that we have tugged, the Department of Towaways. Enjoy ye stay." "I'm surprised you don't have a subdivision for lost kites, dubbed the Department of Blowaways," Abner joked. "Upper deck, bilge rat!" The pirate glared at Abner. Abner realized he was getting nowhere with humor, and decided to attempt small talk. Abner pointed to the black circle on the pirate's shirt. "Does that black spot mean you're marked for death?" "No," the pirate snapped back. "The black spot means I'm out of quarters at the laundromat this month, and thank you very much for pointing it out and making me self-conscious." The pirate then angrily stormed out of the hall, leaving Abner all alone. Abner sat in solitude, trying to recall the signs that may have implied that this ship was not a fishing charter, but belonged to pirates. Abner checked the bars of the cells that he was in, but they were too thick to break out of, so he accepted the fact that he would just have to wait for the pirates to call on him. Abner waited patiently for hours until two pirates finally came back. They did not say anything to him, just opened his cell, roughly grabbed him, and pushed him up the stairs. Up on the main deck, Abner was once again surrounded by all the mangy pirates, and in the middle stood No-Beard. "All hands on deck," No-Beard instructed to his crew. All the other pirates knelt down and placed their palms on the deck. No-Beard then proceeded to walk around and step on all the fingers of his men. "We do not allow stowaways. I be clear, yes?" "Aye," each of the pirates answered in uncomfortable agony. "Now be the real issue, the bilge rat," No-Beard said sinisterly as he drew his sword. "We pirates
have but two things we do with stowaways. Ye walk the plank, or ye join the ranks. What say you?"
Abner did not hesitate to answer.
Yo ho ho, where do I sign?
No Beard let out a hearty laugh.
"We don't sign. We can barely read. What we do have is initiations." "What do we need him for?"
A rotund pig, dressed in pirate garb, complete with an eye patch, stepped forward.
"He is puny and weak. He be no pirate in my eye." "Hammer, we have rules. He gets a chance."
No Beard barked.
"Bildred, are you going to accept the pirate's life? Are you legit?"
Yes, I am legit.
Abner fumbled for his words.
I am so legit that some have even described me as being excessively legit. But not in a bad way. Like I am so legit that I will never stop what I am doing.
"So you are too legit to quit,"
No Beard reiterated.
Exactly,
Abner assured.
What do I need to do to prove myself?
"First, ye must swab the poop deck."
No Beard demanded. Feeling a little uneasy about the name, Abner decided to ask.
Why do they call it the poop deck?
"Exactly why you think it is."
No Beard chuckled.
"We pirates are not very clean people."
Abner was handed a mop, and disgusted and disturbed, Abner cleaned tirelessly, cleaning all the ins and outs, all the nooks and crannies, until Hammer approached him.
"Well, Bildred, looks like a maid's life is more like it,"
Hammer jabbed.
"You will never be one of us."
Abner paid no mind to the pig pirate and continued swabbing. Agitated by being annoyed, Hammer grabbed Abner by the shoulder and threw him into the bucket of filthy mop water.
"You listen when I be talking,"
Hammer commanded.
"You swine."
Abner decided that the only way to prevent the pirates from gutting him was to win them over by acting as tough as a pirate.
Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black?
Abner poked back as he climbed out of the bucket and shook himself dry.
You listen, Porky Pirate. I am not one to be reckoned with. I have killed for less.
Enraged, Hammer kicked Abner back to the ground and readied himself to crush the gopher with his hoof. Luckily for Abner, No Beard approached at the right time to break up the conflict.
"Hammer, don't hurt him,"
No Beard shouted. Then he pushed Hammer off Abner.
"I told you, we have rules. The Bildred has passed the first round of initiations. Now for round 2. A little bit of pirate history. Are ye ready, scallywag?"
Wait, I'm not sure.
Abner stumbled for his thoughts.
What is a scallywag?
"Well,"
No Beard leaned in and explained,
"it is when a dog is trying to shake off a piranha from his tail."
But why would you call me that?
Abner questioned.
To be honest with ye, I don't know,"
No Beard admitted.
"I'll be sticking with Bildred from now on."
Great,
Abner said, with high sarcastic overtones.
I guess I'm ready for some history.
No Beard summoned the rest of the crew and invited them to join in for story time.
"Gather around, for this is a tale of pirate despair."
The entire ship ran to attention and sat eagerly awaiting the coming chronicle.
"Many moons ago, on a ship much like this one here, sailed one of the mightiest pirate vessels of the sea. Feared by all and revered by few, these pirates had in them the blackest hearts. No means were beneath them if riches were involved, and that includes allying themselves with the pirates' natural enemies, the trees. Superstition branches back to recall the pirates built these ships out of the wood of the fallen trees to ward off the living ones. But this ship was like no other. Pirates and trees alike sailed, and looted and slaughtered all in their way, and even those not in their way. Legend has it that they would travel miles for no reason than to just find someone to stab. But I digress. This particular tale is one where the pirates and the trees entered the frozen waters forbidden to pirates, the waters governed by Ice, demigod of chilled winds. She was not too pleased to hear that pirates and trees have entered her lands, so she boarded their ship for an attack. The pirates were keen to her ways, and they readied themselves for a counter-strike. With blades in hand and trees at their side, Ice was ambushed. The pirates inflicted blow after blow to the icy wench before she was able to strike. She called upon the freezing winds, and the trees were caught in the chill. The trees trembled ferociously at the cold. "Shiver me timbers!" she screamed mockingly. But she did not scream for too much longer. one of the brave pirates hoisted his blade into the sky and clipped Ice's larynx. The Lady of the Frozen Water had been defeated, but in her last efforts, she gave birth to a miniature version of herself to fulfill her legacy. This epic battle is why our winters have become lighter than in the years past, because Ice is no longer controlling them.
So the being that she gave birth to is controlling the winters now?
Abner asked to express interest in the story.
Aye,
Snowbeard commented.
Ice baby.
We owe them a great deal,
Abner insincerely expressed, understanding the many inaccuracies in the tale, but knowing better than to address them.
Indeed we do,
Hammer butted in.
But now it's time to make you earn your keep. Let's send him to plunder. What say you?
An uproar of yells exploded among the pirates at the thought of plundering. Hammer waved to the pirate perched at the crow's nest to check if anything worth looting was in sight. The pirate double-checked his binoculars and pointed off into the distance. Abner's heart dropped at the thought of what they were going to make him do to the innocent victims aboard the ship. The pirates redirected the ship's heading towards the spotted vessel, while other pirates ran about getting Abner prepared with proper pirate attire and a cutlass.
This is some fine pirate attire, Bilge Rat,
Snowbeard complimented, sizing up Abner.
Here is what you must do. Board the ship, slaughter those aboard, grab all valuables, and set fire to the ship just in case you miss somebody. Got it?
Abner swallowed hard and nodded.
Yes'm.
The pirates hooted and hollered as they neared the boat, and Abner swung aboard using a rope tied to the mast. As soon as Abner landed on the other boat, he quickly took to the shadows, not to be noticed. Abner stealthily snuck about to see how many were on board. Abner counted a family of 4, 2 parents and 2 children, a son and a daughter. Feeling a terrible guilt for what he was being forced to do, Abner decided to try a different approach. Abner walked out into the light while the family was enjoying a quaint board game.
Hello, my name is Abner,
Abner introduced.
I am offering to save your lives.
The family jumped in surprise, knocking their game pieces about, and the father huddled his family behind him. The mother noticed Abner's sword and began to scream, assuming Abner was one of the bad pirates.
Please, Abner insisted, hear me out. Despite current appearances, I am not a pirate, and I genuinely do not wish to do you any harm. Please.
Why have you intruded? The father asked, in a shaky voice.
I am being forced by pirates that are floating right next to your boat, Abner explained. I am being forced to pirate for them, for my life is in danger. If I return to them without completing my task of slaughtering, stealing, and lighting the ship afire, they will kill me, they will board your boat, and they will kill all of you.
It sounds like both ways we die,
the mother cried, then quickly consoled 2 terrified children.
Not necessarily, Abner explained. These pirates are not the brightest, and if it appears like I fulfilled their request, they will let you be. Now listen, we must act quickly if we are going to pull this off. I need blood to coat my sword.
The father stepped aside and pushed his daughter towards Abner. Will this do?
Not what I had in mind, Abner said. I was thinking more of meat. What did you have for dinner tonight?
Steak,
the mother screamed in joy as she glared at her husband.
Great, grab that, and any leftover raw trimmings, Abner instructed. I will also need something that looks valuable to show the pirates. Nothing too big, and nothing too valuable. This is just for show.
You can take this watch, the father revealed. It is an imitation anyway.
Thirdly, we need to set a fire, Abner explained. I am going to need your help with this one. We are going to need to burn some wood in the window of the cabin, so that it looks like the whole thing is on fire. Then I'm going to reboard the pirate ship and tell them to set sail. Once you see us move off, drag your mattresses to the deck and light them on fire, so that the pirates think the fire spread. Try to keep the fire big enough to see in the distance, but also keep it manageable. What say you? Sorry, pirate talk is catchy. Do you think you got it?
The family nodded and helped Abner prepare. Abner bloodied his sword with the leftover blood and took the imitation watch. They set fires in the windows of the cabin, and Abner took off. He quickly swung back to the pirates and grunted a pyro grunt at the successful mission.
I did not think you had it in you, Bilgy, Snowbeard said.
Seriously? This is what we have come to? The nickname Bilgy? Abner asked. Never mind. The task has been done. The boat has been pirated.
What did you get?
Hammer curiously asked, ready to judge. Abner revealed the watch and tossed it to Hammer.
The thing is a piece of garbage, and it is hardly worth the effort. Can't you come up with a real challenge for me? I really want to prove myself.
Well, BR, what did you have in mind?
Snowbeard asked as they sailed off. Abner watched out of the corner of his eye to make sure the family was not seen, and tried to keep all the eyes on him.
Well, I know pirating is more of a sea thing, but there are some places on land that are much more profitable, an untapped market ripe for the picking.
No Beard, intrigued, inquired further with a sneer.
What exactly did ye have in mind?
Are you familiar with fireworks?
Abner asked in a mild voice. One of the pirates stepped out of the crowd and displayed excitement.
Firecrackers be dangerously fun and addictive. I used to play with them from time to time when I was a kid, and then I got hooked.
The pirate then lifted his arms to show that he no longer had hands, but makeshift metal hooks.
We know of fireworks, Hammer clamored. Yar, but where be the treasure?
Allow me to explain, Abner explained. Just before boarding your ship, I noticed a fireworks factory. I also saw flyers for a fireworks display tonight. So if there is a display, and we steal the fireworks they were going to use, then they will be forced to buy the fireworks back from us at an absurdly inflated price. The plan is simple, quick, and should yield high returns. I think it is time to show those landlubbers why pirate is good for a noun as well as a verb. What do you think?
I think it is an exquisite idea,
a pirate shouted out. No Beard shot the pirate a death stare, and the pirate corrected himself.
I mean, yar, methinks me like.
We should take a small crew, just in case a fight breaks out, and we have to battle, Abner mentioned.
There be no we, Bilge Rat,
No Beard said.
This be your chance to prove yeself. You shall embark alone, and best be returning with the plunder you speak of, if ye know what's good for ye.
Fair enough,
Abner agreed, and went on to prepare himself. The pirates sailed back to the land and docked in the shady alley where Abner previously boarded. The pirates saw Abner off, yelling all sorts of pirate slang. Abner climbed off the ship and took to the shadows in the alley and crept towards the fireworks factory. Once out of sight of the pirate ship, Abner removed his pirate wardrobe and folded it neatly on the sidewalk.
I wonder how long they will wait for me,
Abner snickered to himself.
It is just too easy to trick a pirate.
Abner jeered as he made his way back to his home.